Welcome to Notes from Home, a series where we dive into the stories about the music and musicians who make Alabama home. I'm Catherine Bashir.
And I'm Ernie Williams. And today we have special guest Jada Cato. Jada is a Georgia native, but studied theater at Birmingham Southern College, but set her sights on a career in country music. She describes herself as a proud country music storyteller and has big dreams and plans for the future, including a debut album and a video blog series.
Yes. So Jada, you started writing songs pretty much as soon as you could pick up a pencil.
Yes.
And then you saw Taylor Swift
Yeah.
with a guitar, and you just had to get one of your own. So
Correct.
what was it about her that made you say, I want to do that?
Taylor's writing style, it was a lot about her experience being young in high school with love and relationships and friendships and the ups and downs of all of that. And I really related to that because I was in middle school at the time. So I just loved her, and she really influenced the beginning stages of my writing style.
Awesome. Yeah. So you just kind of felt the vibes with her.
I did, and she was so successful.
Yeah.
In her early years, so it kept the attraction going.
Definitely.
All right, so obviously Taylor Swift has had a huge impact and influence on your career choice.
Just a little bit.
Do you have any other influences you'd like to mention?
Oh yes, before Taylor, I was really in love and still am with Selena Quintanilla, not Gomez. She's great too.
Okay.
I saw that movie when I was maybe 3 and watched it on repeat over and over and over again, and then once I realized she was a person, I got into her music and had all of her records and her posters on my wall. And yeah, the same thing about her. She just had this star quality, but was still very compassionate. She really loved her fans and was just super talented.
Cool.
Yeah, amazing. Well, you left Georgia and
I
moved to Alabama to attend Birmingham Southern College.
Yeehaw.
All right, where you studied theater.
Yeah.
So, what impact would you say that theater and studying theater has had on your
Oh,
music
man.
career?
Where do I even start? It made me a better performer. It helped me memorize better, even though I still forget my words all the time. It helped me better organize my business, Jada Cato Music as a brand, and how to work with people, how to delegate. Theater changed my life, so
Yeah.
it impacts all of my business.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite show or musical? That's a tough one.
It really is. I'm gonna say Waitress.
Okay.
Sarah Bareilles, yeah.
Sarah Bareilles.
I really want to be Jen in Waitress. I love
Okay.
that show. I feel like every time I listen to it, I get something different from it.
Yeah, that's a great one.
All right, so Nashville's the undisputed epicenter for country music.
True.
Your chosen genre.
Yes.
But you've chosen the Magic City to work your craft. So why? Tell us about that.
I think Birmingham gets overlooked a lot, but there's a huge music scene here, and Birmingham, because it's smaller, it's a lot more community-centered to me. Just a little bit smaller of a pond, but just as big of an impact.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So let's follow that then. Speaking of smaller ponds, there's not that many people of color interested in country music, participating in country music. So has that made your journey more difficult?
Yes, but I would say there's always been people of color interested and involved in country music. Country music was built from brown people,
Yep.
but they've been excluded. And so trying to work your way into an industry that is based in that exclusion can be difficult. But I think in my journey, I've just continued to show up and not worry about who's coming, because the right people always show up with me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, who would you say has been your role model in your life or in your career?
That's a good question. I really look up to Maren Morris.
Okay.
She's a country
Yeah.
singer and kind of delves a little into pop. She's an amazing songwriter. She's a huge advocate for all minority rights, and she's super vocal about it. And she's just had an amazing career. I feel like she's made really smart career moves, and she's maintained that career throughout beginning motherhood and her marriage. And I went to her show about a month ago and just reaffirmed how cool she was.
Yeah,
And she's
yeah.
so talented. Like,
Yeah.
she sounds better live, and that's really hard to do.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I know another person who has had a big impact on your career is Ty Herndon. So,
Yes.
you know, not just on your career, but also on a personal level.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, yes. Ty and I met in 2018, I think, doing a Not So Silent Night at Central Alabama Theater together. And over the years, we've developed a really great friendship. We write together. He is a wonderful host, always cooking for us. And we've just shared a lot of special moments. I've gotten to play in his shows recently, which has been so much fun because I love his new album, Jacob. And being an artist, you know, if I had another job, I'd be a background singer. So I love getting to sing his backups. And he's a really cool guy.
Yeah, awesome.
So you said that you would watch CMT every morning while you were getting ready for school. And a few years ago, you made your CMT debut as a performer on Ty's Concert for Love and Acceptance. And you were also named a GLAAD Rising Star Award winner. So what did all of this mean to you? It's a very big
Sometimes you
question.
forget
Yeah.
that you've like accomplished things. Wow.
Yeah.
Good job.
Jada, this is your life.
Go, girl.
Yeah.
I'm like, what was the question?
Getting on Ty's show. Let's start with that.
Yes.
And the GLAAD Award.
And the GLAAD
Yes.
Award. Yeah.
How did that impact me? Was that the
Yeah, how'd that impact you? Yeah.
Oh man, it was nice to get, because you know, as an artist, you have to continuously reaffirm yourself. Like, no one is waking you up in the morning and making you work 5 jobs and making you go write or go to the studio or whatever. So it was nice to get a physical manifestation of all the hard work that I've been putting in and that everybody with me has been putting in.
Yeah, amazing. Well, we know you have your debut album coming out. It's self-titled, Jada Cato. And especially tell me, you know, how cool it must have been. I know we heard that you sing Sammy Smith's classic, Help Me Make It Through the Night,
Yes.
with her son, Waylon Payne. So tell us a little bit about the album and doing that song.
The album is years and years of living and writing about it and throwing that song away and rewriting it. And it's really special to me. It's not about one moment. It's about this cycle that I kept finding myself in over and over again, and how it always ended up back to me.
Yeah.
Waylon Payne is another amazing artist and great guy. Gotten to know him. He's super cool. And his little dog was in the studio with us and started singing.
Really? Did he make it on the album?
No. In a perfect world, he would. But that song, he's never recorded with anyone but his mother. So it was really nice that he wanted to do that with me, and we had a great time just talking about it, and that experience in the studio was really nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, so why did you decide to sing a chorus of that song in Spanish? I know you mentioned you were a fan of Selena. Did that have anything to do with
That's
it?
exactly why. I was listening back to it while we were in the editing phase, and the music just reminded me of Tejano music with like minus a few strings, here horns, but I could hear it, and I thought that might be cool in honor of Selena to do a verse in Spanish, since it made me think of her.
Oh.
Do you speak Spanish already?
You know, I should at this point, as many years of Spanish that I've taken. If I was more consistent, I'd be so fluent. Maybe that'll be my goal for next year to stay consistent.
Yeah.
But I've taken probably like 6 years of Spanish.
Oh, wow.
I could get around town,
Okay.
but I'm not gonna sit and like talk to your grandma. I
Got
can't do
it.
it.
Yeah. So you've got a video blog series coming up called Jada's Garden Party.
Yes.
Tell us what that's about. What's in store for viewers?
Jada's Garden Party is a space to talk to artists about their stories and talk about the healing power of music, which seemed perfect in a garden setting, and the song Garden Party is what kind of sparked the idea.
Cool.
Just being outside with other artists and vibing, as
Yeah.
you would say.
Yeah.
Cool.
I would say that.
Uh-huh.
You filmed each episode along the Alabama Civil Rights Trail.
Yes.
What led you to do that?
Alabama just has such a rich history. And I think as a way to honor my ancestors and all of the history that happened in this state, I wanted to visit those sites and pay respect and just bring some of that healing there.
Is there a particular site on the trail that moved you that you could share with us?
Yeah, in Montgomery, I went to the Hanging Museum, and so there's these, have you been?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the like concrete slabs and like seeing my county in Georgia and the names of people that were hung, it was very sobering. And going into the museum part, which used to be a slave trade center, and some of the holographs, like I had to take a break.
Yeah.
Like it was a lot, but I'm glad that I went and paid my respects.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, you've also talked about having big dreams and big plans.
Yes.
And we know the album release is part of those big plans. But what would you say that success for you would look like?
You know, I've been thinking about this a lot lately. And I love singing. I love my career, and I don't want to do anything else ever. I love country music, but I think success for me, now that I'm older, is more about maintaining my community, my relationships, my mental health, my emotional health, and just experiencing living, and not working until the day that I die and hoping that someone noticed me, but just being really present to the people that are with me now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We're happy to be with you now. What's next, though, for Jada Cato?
Oh, so many things. We have the record release coming up, and hopefully touring right after that. We're gonna have some really great CD release parties in a few different cities. So everybody get ready to buy your tickets. You're gonna get a
right.
CD I'll be signing. I'm gonna play the whole album live and a couple extra covers.
Fun.
So it's gonna be a really good time.
Yeah. Well, where can people go to learn more about you and find your music?
You can go to jadacatomusic.com. That has some music that's up now, all of my social media links, and you'll get updates about tours, any upcoming events, and album release parties.
Awesome. Will you play a couple of songs for us now?
Yeah, I guess I can.
Awesome. Can't wait to hear.
Thank you. This song is on my upcoming album. It was co-written and produced by my great friend Eric Halbig, and it's called Practice Kissin'. Let's go.
Wanna get over someone, get under someone new. Get your limes and some tequila, lick the salt and then you shoot. Let your tipsy do the talking, find the diamond in the rough. Let's take a midnight, get lost driving that truck. Let's leave 'em in the city, I don't wanna hit the highway. Drive me down them back roads like it's NASCAR on a Friday. Pulling in and listen, you don't need no more permission. Let's forget who we've been missing. Pull over, let's practice kissing. Yeah. Turning down the headlights, coming up for air. Ain't no one gonna catch us in the middle of nowhere. Both our phones are buzzing, friends are wondering where we are. Couldn't pay me to go back to that bar. Hey, let's leave 'em in the city, I don't wanna hit the highway. Drive me down them back roads like it's NASCAR on a Friday. Pulling in and listen, you don't need no more permission. Let's forget who we've been missing. Pull over, let's practice kissing. Yeah. All right, play for us, Corey. practice kissing. Yeah. Let's practice kissing. Oh, baby. All right.
So this song I wrote in Nashville. I actually wrote it years ago. It had a different title, and then I rewrote it with Eric Halbig. So I think it's interesting that it was about two different relationships, but they're so parallel and just speaks to how universal this experience is. So this is Heartbreak Down the Middle.
New light switches on new walls. New picture frames down new halls. I still sleep on my side of the bed. Too many years sleeping on the edge. Sorting out what is and what was. Now who goes where's and who gets what. You keep the house, I keep the car. I keep the friends, you keep the bars. You keep the dogs, I keep the guitars. I keep the pain, you wear the scars. You took a lot and left a little, but we split the heartbreak down the middle. New gravel drive, new front porch. New creaks, new floorboards. Still set the silverware for two. Oh, drown out the silence with the news. You keep the house, I keep the car. I keep the friends, you keep the bars. You keep the dogs, I keep the guitars. I keep the pain, you wear the scars. You took a lot and left a little, but we split the heartbreak down the middle. Are you happy now with everything you got? You keep the house, I keep the car. I keep the friends, you keep the bars. You keep the dogs, I keep the guitars. I keep the pain, you wear the scars. You took a lot and left a little. Yeah. You took a lot and left a little, but we split the heartbreak down the middle.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Notes from Home. If you liked what you heard, please subscribe. And if you'd like to see more from our interview with Jada, please visit alabamanewscenter.com.